Attacks by bandits that killed over 150 people in several communities of Bokkos, Barkin Ladi and Mangu local government areas of Plateau State have again raised concerns over the continuous atrocities said to be carried out by rampaging bandits in the country who are expanding their deadly attacks, especially to north-central states and parts of the northwest. This is coming days after the recent accidental bombing of innocent Maulud Celebrants in Kaduna by military drone, leading to the killing of over 100 villagers in Tudun Biri, an incident that generated outrage among concerned citizens and leaders of thought. While the Nigerian government, through the military hierarchy, took responsibility of the mishap and apologized with a promise to provide relief to the survivors and those orphaned by the attacks in Tudun Biri, security experts and rights activists have continued to call for thorough investigation and sanctions against those culpable of what has become serial, costly military mishap against defenseless citizens, just as they also demand an end to killings associated with the bandits. As the injured in the fatal Kaduna strike and those threatened with wounds are recovering, while survivors of Plateau have buried their dead and pick up what remains of the destructions, Nigerians are pondering on the nexus between rampaging banditry and terrorism ravaging the northern region. And they are also calling for thorough investigation. Just as the Minister of Solid Minerals, Dele Alake, said that powerful Nigerians are behind some of the attacks. On Daily Politics tonight, we ask some questions. Who are these powerful Nigerians and how bigger are they than the Nigerian state? And beyond lamentations and serial promises by authorities, when will the citizens see an end to the continued killings of innocent lives? Joining us for the conversation tonight is a retired military officer and a renowned Islamic cleric, Sheik Ahmed Gumi. He is also a leading voice against the rampaging banditry in this part of the country. The Sheik joins us via Zoom from Kaduna. Sheik, welcome to the program. Yes, a tragedy occurred in Plateau State a few days ago where over 150 people were killed. What was your response when you heard of that incident, Sheik?
As for me, I don't get any surprise when I hear there's such kind of rampages, such kind of killings. Well, this has been happening for a very long time. I can remember since 2014, we have been hearing cases like that all over the northwestern states of Nigeria, getting more intensified because we are not still able to understand the underlying factors that are causing this kind of carnage and atrocities that are happening. So it's nothing surprising to me because we are not taking the right steps to curb it. And you cannot treat a disease if you don't have a good diagnosis. For instance, somebody with typhoid fever, and they think it's malaria, keep on pumping him anti-malaria, you'll never get better. So the nation is not really ready to sit down and face the reality.
Why do you think our leaders are playing the ostrich still on Plateau? Because I want us to discuss Plateau elaborately before we move to Northwest. Because since when this
Plateau is just bad. You don't need to concentrate on any issue. We don't need to concentrate on any specific issues. It's just a tip of an iceberg. What is the latest?
Oh my God!
Why they are playing the ostrich? You see, usually government when they come, they have a long bottle of legitimacy, a very long bottle of legitimacy that prevents them from performing and functioning. And it goes back to our electoral system. Why should somebody be sworn in when his legitimacy is in the court? And by the time he gets the legitimacy, it becomes shrouded in a lot of feeling of inferiority, if it's right to say. They don't have that power and the will to exact what should be done because of the way our government comes. Then secondly, when they come, their main preoccupation is they will see a very big budget. Nigeria is a very rich country with mineral resources, in ability to raise funds, to get loans from outside in trillions. So this money is also blocking their intellect in trying to sit down and see, let's intellectually come on and like, because they're busy going up and down about money, who's getting this, who's getting that, positions in government, who is with us, who is not with us. This kind of nonsense is really affecting administration in Nigeria. So you find that the government is really incapacitated because once you don't have the exact diagnosis to the problem you're dealing with, you can never achieve the results.
When the incident happened, the governor of Plateau State was interviewed, and what he said was it was just some terrorists who want to take over land in Plateau State that are killing natives.
That's one of the problems. Let's take Gaza now. Gaza is the focus of the whole world. Palestinians have been suppressed for more than 70 years. Then now you get some groups who are ready to face the consequence. We either win or die. And they went into Israel and do what they did. And now Israel is retaliating with even more atrocities than what they did. But one basic thing is Israel is calling them terrorists. And they are calling Israel terrorists. So you see, when you have demonization of your opponent, on one side, like we, the media and the government, take one side as the having a moral high ground, then that problem will never end. That's why still now in Gaza we're still having a war. And that war will not end until when Israel recognized Hamas are not terrorists, and when Hamas recognized that Israel too will continue to exist. The Jews will continue to exist. You don't demonize your enemy and then think you will have solution, except if mutual annihilation. And this is what we are saying. So when the governor will say terrorists, they are saying we had stories from them too. How many villages of them were ransacked and killed? And nobody is reporting it. The media, unfortunately, because the other side is demonized, they don't go and enter into them and see what destruction they are enduring. And this is the story we have, the Gaza phenomenon.
Exactly. I have quite a number of questions on Gaza in the course of the program, but still in Jos, the Sultan yesterday in Bauchi said bandits are ahead of government in terms of proactiveness. Do you agree with him?
Yes, they are ahead. They are ahead because you see, when you fight, people fight with motivation. If you are not motivated, you can't fight. Our security forces, they are there because they are supporting our zeal about nationalism is very weak because in this nation, it's not offering you anything to feel so patriotic. You can't feed yourself. Petrol is exorbitant. There is no subsidy on anything, neither education, nor health, nor agriculture. People are suffering. And you see the ruling class enjoying life, having yachis, going on summer. So this nationalism is not there. So our soldiers don't fight with a motive and a zeal. On the other hand, the bandits, they are oppressed, they are bombarded. What happened in Biri and Tudun is meant for bandits. You know, imagine if their children and women are killed in such a bombardment in the screen that we are fighting terrorism. They are human beings too. They will retaliate, definitely. And when they retaliate, because they cannot get to the armed forces easily, they take soft target. And this is just the psychology behind everything. We cannot justify any criminality, neither from the government, neither from the bandits, any civilian, women, children that are killed. It's abominable. We condemn it in total. and that we should sit down and iron out how we can have success.
Yes, the issue in Northwest, North Central, of course, many believe have to do with farmer harder crisis. We are all surprised that as we speak now, no government official came out openly and said what happened in Plateau State is actually the aftermath of, misunderstanding between farmers and herders. Can we say that we'll continue to suffer this calamity because those that are supposed to speak out are not speaking out?
Yes, you see, that is the root cause of the problem. Herder farmer conflict. That is the root cause. Until when we address it and see it as such, we'll continue to have problems. What I'm seeing in the Northwest and the Central is a revolt of herders. They are revolting against the system because the system is oppressive to them. The system is killing them, in fact, to genocidal levels. We have seen that in the bush. Because I'm in the bush, nobody can tell me what I saw with my own eyes. I don't depend on report concocted in a security outfit. I went there and I saw them. I talked with these people to see what's your problem. How can we stop this? And they gave us their conditions: 1, 2, 3, 4. And my greatest shock and surprise is then the government was not ready even to listen to people like me because they think I am not for them. Because usually politicians only work with people they think they are praise singers. I don't praise anybody, not even myself. I don't have independent criticism. So they could not sit down with us and see the reason how we can overcome this problem. And I find that if bandits can come for 3 days journey to come and gather to listen to us and for them to tell us their problem, why is the government so difficult then to listen to people who don't see their own vision?
We always want to repeat what you have been saying so that maybe it will serve as a reminder. What do you think must be done, especially around Benue and Plateau State, and then part of Nasarawa, so that this issue of harder farmer crisis can go down?
Yes, there has to be a demarcation of rights. Demarcation of rights, what Nigeria did with militants, Niger Delta militants, when the government wholeheartedly brought them all on board, stopped all military, what do you call it, activities, brought everybody on board. Don't leave one stone unturned. Every bandit must be brought on the issue. Then also sit down with them, hear their opinions, give them their rights. What is their own right? And also show them there's future in Nigeria. There's future for them. Then you'll see that it can be resolved. There's no conflict that cannot be resolved. But until when you are ready to dialogue and engage. But when you say you stand on one side at demonizing people because you think you have the monopoly of weapons of mass destruction, then what you are breeding is terror. Because the terror will attack you in soft targets, innocent. And when you rebel with more force, you make a lot of mistakes and kill people like what happened in Tudun Biri.
Yes, many people thought that during the previous administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, that this issue of reclaiming cattle routes and then grazing reserves will come to fruition. But it's like it recorded very limited success. Now, do you think the incumbent administration will do something so that bloodletting will go down?
Yes, honestly, I had a lot of hope that this administration will take a different course from the previous one. But unfortunately, what I'm seeing on the ground, in fact, they are treading the most even dangerous way. Yes, I have had credible results that they are trying to dialogue, on one hand, and at the same time telling the military to deal with them resolutely and quickly. You see, in military operations, when you are quick, you make a lot of mistakes. So to me, this is duplicity and hypocrisy in trying to deal with the issue. You have to embrace one method, and this is until when all peaceful means are exhausted and there is no way, then you resort to force. Even in the force, nobody can tell you the outcome of force. Nobody can be sure. I'm very saddened and very, in fact, afraid for this nation. Seriously afraid. You see, we're a nation that the common citizen is not given his own rights. No Nigerian citizen, I don't mean the political class, the elites, is given his own rights. People are grumbling. There's so much suffering on the land. And on this, you said you use force to suppress people. And this is what is really what we are having for now. So until when there is a social reform, and when there is confidence in government, and people will trust government that it will not deceive them, until when we have such an outfit, I think we have a long haul in trying to solve these problems.
Yes, Sultan was really angry when he said the military or security operatives in general are to greater extent complicit, because it was practically impossible for widespread attacks, for instance, as it happened in Plateau, where about 23 communities were simultaneously attacked, and there was no any effort to repel those attacks. Do you think that our security architecture has lost it completely?
No, you see, the security architecture is actually not geared to tackle this problem. The military fights military, tanks by tanks, jet by jet, artillery by artillery. You can't fight civil insurrection with the military. Anybody is doing that is going to commit great mistakes and so much death. And this is what is happening. Military should be out of this issue. We're not fighting Cameroon or Togo. The artillery and the jet fighters should not be used on citizens. I cannot imagine any American president, no matter how insurrection there is in America, will use F-16 to bombard Americans. Impossible. He will go down the next day. What we need is very good policing. First, very good politics, then policing. That's where our money should go in. All those people should be involved in the policing, community policing. The people that in every society, you have very good people, and they are the majority. Nigerians are very humble people, very they can sustain a lot of hardship, Nigerians. So I don't see why good governance and also a good policing, all our money we spend in buying all these military, Second World War aeroplanes, propelled jets to fight insurgents. This is an archaic way of dealing with this issue. And it's very unfortunate, and a lot of billions of naira we have spent on that. Instead of going down, negotiate with these people, build for them schools, let them have future, build for them hospitals, market. Even the bandits, we call bandits, sometimes one of their requirements is our cattle, we don't have any cattle market. Wherever we establish a cattle market, the security will come and destroy us. So military should be out of this picture completely. We are not fighting a foreign country. We should develop the internal security, intelligence gathering, and also in conscripting Nigerians of all facets. It should not be lopsided. I can imagine if you have a lot of these herdsmen, and I can see 99.9% of them are all peaceful. They have not even, despite all the instigation, they have not taken to weapons. If they are involved also in security, giving power, I'm very sure this thing will die down.
In specific terms, are you saying that military should be disengaged from tackling some of these internal issues?
Completely, they should be at the background. Or else we do a national guard, a different set of national guards. They are not using artillery. They are paramilitary, like they have the military police. Military policing, yes, that's what we need. In fact, it's all under the police. The military should have no business to do with this issue at all.
Yeah, Sheik, during the last administration, there was serious crisis between the herders and farmers in Benue State. But it's like we're not witnessing that kind of problem in the last couple of months. But things are now...
No, but did you forget when Benue enacted a law, anti-grazing law, in which a lot of cattle of these herders were apprehended, and they were made to pay millions to get their cattle back when they loaded them on a trailer and the Air Force came and killed them innocently. Don't we see that will also reflect what's happening today? When they revenge, that is a big news. But when they are killed, everything muffles and dies down. I'm not justifying anything. Let that be clear. What I am against is nobody innocent should be killed by anybody. You can't hide behind government or behind military, behind anything to kill innocent people. It's unconstitutional, it's unethical, it's irreligious. So also the bandits, for them to take revenge on innocent people, attack villages that did not attack them, is condemnable and is abominable, and we don't support it at all. But how can you stop them when they are the victims of our own excesses? How can you stop them when you don't dialogue with them, when you don't go into them? Show them there is hope. Show them there is hope. Now they are dying, they are fighting for survival.
Yes, we spoke with an opinion leader from Plateau State, and he said there are merchants of crisis because they benefit from it. Do you also agree that there are some politicians or religious leaders or community leaders who are benefiting from this bloodletting all over the north?
No. I don't think it's truthful with himself. Nobody's doing it. Let me give you an example. In Zulmi, recently, bandits went there, massacred people in Zulmi. And we could know that during the last regime, the emir of Zulmi was removed on the allegation that he is cooperating with the bandits. What happened is when you fall within their jurisdiction, where they have power over the government, because we have many unruled areas in this nation. In such cases, if you're an emir or if you're a village or if whoever you are, you dance to their tune because there is nobody to protect you if you don't. So now we could see the emir was removed unjustly, and he was alleged to be behind them while he was pacifying them, saying, okay, don't attack us, trying to please them. Then the government saw that as helping them. So now the emir is going, in fact, he has deceased, may Allah have mercy on him. Now look at what happened. They attacked Zulmi and nobody's there. In fact, they killed a lot of our military and policemen and killed so many civilians. Had that emir been there pacifying them, this would have been averted. Until when we have a strong program to contain these people. So saying that there are politicians benefiting, I don't see any politician benefiting or any religious. What benefit from people dying? Nobody dies. This is an old conflict, and they know it. The participants know it. They attack and they are attacked. So I don't think we should hide behind it and also now start castigating innocent people. Look, you don't succeed by castigating innocent people. This is all what the life of Jesus Christ is about. When I was talking to some Christians, they are saying, there are some people behind it. I said, look, don't castigate an innocent person. This is what the life of Jesus Christ is. He was put to cross according to the Bible because of a lie. And you as Christians, you should know that telling the truth is more important than anyone.
And we're still battling with the issue of settlers and indigents, especially in North Central. Yes, you see people talking about you are not from here, so you have to move out, especially the herders, that they have no right. There was an article, a short article by former presidential spokesperson, Reno Omokri. He was making reference to the incident in Plateau State, saying that for this crisis to end, they have to go back to what was obtained even during Lot Lugard, because there are clearly defined cattle routes, clearly defined reserve areas for herders and all that. Will you advocate going back to those provisions of pre-colonial era?
Oh yes, I've read the article myself. I think it's a person who in Nigeria we can say he sees with his two eyes, and he tries to be balanced and just from his writing so far. And that is the solution to this problem. We have to go back to that. And Nigeria now, there's no question about indigenous and non-indigenous. Look at the amount of, as he said in the article too, if you tell people where Igbos are dominant in Lagos to go back to the east, or if we have a lot of Igbos throughout the northern states, if you tell them to go back to the east, I think we have been very unfair to them. So why the herders is different? They have spread from here to Cameroon, all over. No state you know how herders. Why should you tell them to pack and go? Why? When you cannot tell other Nigerians. As one, if you tell them to pack and go, one of you will pack definitely. One of you will pack, because the strongest there will be the ultimate person that will lead. So what we do, we have to demarcate areas of grazing. And one thing about it, no Nigerian doesn't want suya. Everybody wants this cattle. And these cattle are so beneficial in the ecosystem. They fertilize our land. They do a lot of things. In fact, it's a source of foreign exchange for countries like Holland. The milk they produce and the meat. So I don't see why we should be fighting the herders, and they are doing a great job of rearing these cattle. But what the government should do, not at the expense of the education, because leaving them uneducated and unattended and also suppressed, whenever a herder has a problem with police, then they think about his cow. When he has a problem with the judges, they think about his cow. Whoever he has, or the emirs, they think about his cow. So he is afraid of the society. He doesn't see government as friendly at all. In fact, one time we were talking with one governor, he said, he told me, he said, yes, he met a group of governors and tell them, from your budget, what you get, how much do you have for livestock and herders? They all kept quiet, nothing. So you can imagine Nigeria, 63 years old now. All this budget, all these trillions you are hearing, nothing is meant for these herders, for their schooling, for their health, for the animal health, and other things. The only thing they have is they are terrorists, they are killers. Yes, they turn into terrorists and killers because the society molded them. Because the society doesn't understand any language except the language of violence. This is what they thought the society understands. That's why they think to violence. It's wrong for them to do that. But who will tell them it's wrong? Somebody who should go there and show his sympathy for their plight. And that, yes, you have a case, but this is not how to do it. Because they need educated people to guide them. They don't have such educated people. A man who has grown all his life with cow. So he say, I have this cow mentality. He has nothing to think about. So they need leaders to direct them. In this junction, I can say the Fulani organizational leaders should have a blame here too. Because from what I heard from these revolting herdsmen, is that they don't trust organized herdsmen in Fulani organizations, recognized organizations, because sometimes they say they come with police and arrest them. They come with police, they see them as part of the government. When in the real case, they should see them as their rights. They are protecting their rights. In fact, that's why now we are able to register and operate a NORIC concern. NORIC concern means nomadic rights concern. Just we took that example from another groups, that if they are right, if they know they are right, there are people there trying to protect their rights. I think it will abate their anger It will make them easily drop down their weapons and come down as human beings to discuss with the other society or the Nigerians.
All right, Sheik. We'll take a short break now, and when we return, we'll continue with the conversation. Viewers, don't go away. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. If you are just joining, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow the conversation across our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. We are still interfacing via Zoom with Sheik Ahmed Gumi, a retired military officer and a renowned Islamic scholar who is an advocate of non-kinetic approach to the harder, farmer, and banditry issues across northern Nigeria. Sheik, welcome back to the program. Yes, briefly before we move to the issues in Palestine, many Nigerians were shocked when you said the drone attack on Tudun Biri in Kaduna State was not accidental. How do you mean?
When you say it's accidental, it means the man controlling the drone want to press the button for focusing. Then wrongly he pressed the fire button. That's an accident. And I'm sure it's not that the case. He intentionally fired a drone to kill people on there. And the drone has a camera. They could see men, women, children. They could see that. So how can it be an accident? And maybe I don't understand English. We can speak in Hausa and then I explain to you. What accident? It's an intentional firing and killing of people.
And what could be
and they're Nigerians.
What could be the
and we're in Constitution to kill women, children, and unarmed men. It's unconstitutional.
What could be the motivation for that action? Even though the military...
What people have called for full investigation to fish out those people who did it. That is just the right way. So that next time they don't kill innocent people.
Now, the military, they have apologized. Could that be enough?
Apologize? No. It's not enough. They have to pay them their blood money. Pay them blood money. Then next time, the military will be so strict on any officer or any officer who will, because of bigotry or any other reason, kill innocent people. As you said, I was in the military, and I've had stories. How many people are killed extrajudicially.
And before the apologies from the military high command, there was a line of defense. Because earlier in the morning of that, the day after the incident, they said terrorists and bandits, they actually penetrate those communities in order to avoid being attacked by the military. Do you agree?
That is worst. That is worst. If IPOB will penetrate a village in Anambra or Enugu State, will they go and drop bombs there?
That's a big question, Sheik.
Yes. Until when they answer that, then we can turn to this one.
And this is not the first time we've been seeing military bombardment through air reconnaissance. You know, we had it earlier in there, I think in January in Nasarawa State. We had another one in Zamfara. We had it in Yobe. We had it in Borno over the last 4 or 5 years.
This is the ones you had. This is the ones you had. Because when we went into the village, we saw a village that was annihilated completely from such kind of bombardments too. It's not even on record.
It was not reported.
We only saw from a tribe, which is not even a Fulani tribe.
But you also served in the military. Don't you think maybe, I'm not trying to defend them, but these are some of the collateral damages that come with, war situation?
Collateral damage. This is a very unethical word, which is justifying something that is forbidden. The military should never fight and kill people that are innocent. In fact, the law is that a criminal, it's better for a criminal to escape than to kill an innocent person. So that collateral is very unethical, in fact, to even to using that terminology. What collateral? If it's his mother and father, will he accept her as a collateral? Let the criminal escape than rather to kill an innocent person. That is the law.
Many of the
no, there is no justification for killing innocent people. More or less, not one or two, not in tens, in hundreds. People dying, and then you tell me it's collateral damage. It's not acceptable. It's unacceptable.
Okay. Sheik, many of the bandits leaders have been killed. Can we say this is good for the war on terror? Or
you see, when you kill a leader, you are making the situation worse. You see, when you kill Muhammad Yusuf, Sheik came, who is worse than him. And now Sheik is gone, and Boko Haram are still rampaging. Just recently, my security escort told me his own junior brother died by landing his on a mine planted by Boko Haram just yesterday. They are still killing people. You see, when you maintain the leader, then the leader can pacify them. But when you kill the leader, the ones coming up now will come aggrieved. They want to revenge for their leader. It's becoming more difficult to unite them. You see, when Ojukwu was alive, and there was an accord of peace, and he even came back to Nigeria uncontested, the Biafran issue completely died until when he died. Now he's trying to come up. Sure. So you deal with the leaders, you don't kill the leaders. Yes. Sure. You need them for peace.
You advocated,
and this happened.
You advocated the removal of the military, maybe for police, civil defense, and others to take over. But you also acknowledge that the non-state actors are overwhelming the societies. What will be the way out now? Because the military, they are seen as the highest level of attack.
The best thing is to turn these non-state actors into part of the society. I can tell you how it was done. Tokumbo Asari, Topolo, we are all non-state actors. But by concerted effort of amnesty program, they are turned into the society now. So why can't we apply the same formula elsewhere? These people we see as demons.
Yes, you have
turn them into
leaders. You have met many of the bandit leaders in the bushes. They are used to money, they are used to women, they are used to drugs and all that. Do you think they can be reformed to come back and get integrated into the society?
Oh yes, they can be. We have seen that in Niger State, in Niger Delta. They are used to drugs, they are used to women, they are used to everything, money more than even what bandits get here. And they are reformed. Our politicians too, they are used to money, in fact, drugs too. And we are still managing them as part of the society. Tell me a politician that has given his people their own right and money.
Now, who will ask the authorities? Because you can see a governor or a minister will just come out and say, okay, we have identified those who are sponsoring what is happening. Like the Minister of Soil Minerals, Dele Alake, he said powerful Nigerians are behind the banditry in the northwest.
He's a liar. They are fighting for a motivation. They want to survive. They are not fighting for anybody. And nobody benefits from, if you are a minister or a politician or a religious leader, what benefit do you have when there's insecurity in your country? Myself now, I cannot travel out. Your children cannot travel. Who benefits from this? Nobody. Somebody will just armchair critics sit down there and start analyzing and telling things so that they can pacify people. No, there's nobody. There's no politics. This is an ethnic fighting, and some ethnic groups feel they are threatened, and that's why they are revolting and took their arms. kidnapping people to make money for guns and everything. Look, we have to look at it in a socio and economic problem that we need to bring everybody in Nigeria. Everybody should feel say Nigerian belongs to the society, and then gradually tame them and make them feel they have a future. I'm not saying we should do anything that has not been done before. We have seen it in Niger Delta. They are even killing foreigners then.
But Sheik, don't you think maybe the minister, is referring to illegal miners who are collaborating with foreigners to instigate?
Well, illegal miners want stability so that they could mine. They wouldn't like instability. You need stability to mine and also export your minerals. I don't think anybody benefits from that. Besides the same people who are oppressed, their anger, they have an anger. So we have to address that anger. We have to deal with them, listen to them. And I have done this. I have done all the groundwork. We don't have the political will that is ready. And also we want an amnesty with zero budget. No, this budget is almost equivalent to the military budget you spend. Spend that money on amnesty and see. There won't be any clashes anymore.
Okay, I want us to move to the war on Palestine now. 50 Palestinians were killed this morning in Beit Lahia, Khan Yunis, and Magazi areas. This is a daily occurrence. What is your take on the response of the Muslim world to the plight of the Palestine?
This is not only for the Muslim world, but for the civilized world. The war in Gaza has exposed civilized and barbarics. You see, the barbarians have taken over America. They have taken over the Israel government, because even the Jews, there are very good Jews that are against this. They said, not in our name. We have good Christians that preach. I think the priest of the Bethlehem, during his Christmas message, was very explicit. Why are the Christian world tired? And there are a lot of Muslims that are also, on the other hand, there are a lot of Muslims that are complicit. They don't want to see Hamas survive. Most of the Arab leaders, because they are puppets of the same barbaric civilization, because they are also suppressing their people. They are milking their people and are using the money for their own aggrandizement. So you see, this is a war now between the good and the bad. It's a fight between good and bad, between evil and good.
Some people believe that Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, or United Arab Emirates, and other countries in the Gulf, they have the capacity to stop this war within 1 week. And the secret is oil flow to the United States and its allies. Why do you think they don't want to do this?
Yes, as I told you, they don't want the alternative to an Israeli state. They don't want Hamas people to succeed. So what they want is that the West and Israel should finish with Hamas. That is the fundamental Islamic armed resistance. They want it to be squashed out of the... Look at Saudi Arabia spending money on musical jamboree and doing all this when children are killed. When people in the West, even in America itself, the people, not the government, are crying. People all over the world are saying this is unjust. Look at South Africa, cutting ties with Israel. Look at Bolivia. Look at nations crying because of the death of innocent people and children. But the Saudis are there marrying, and not the Saudis and the government and the people they sponsor. You see, so they don't want an Islamic renaissance. They don't want Islamic government to come up in Palestine, like they fought Morsi as an Islamic-oriented person in Egypt. They don't want that. And this is a clique of people enjoying the oil wealth.
And so far, so far Israel has killed 11,422 as of last count, children only in Gaza within 11 weeks. Why do you think they are targeting children?
Oh, they have to put pressure on Hamas so that they surrender. They cannot fight them man to man. You could see. They cannot fight the man-to-man. Just like bandits, when they come, they attack Zulmi, they attack soft targets because they cannot face the military. The same terror we are talking about. You see, when you have an equal unbalanced power, or if you use disproportional force, then the other side will result to terror. They're killing innocent people so that Hamas will feel weakened. But they don't know that will not weaken them. In fact, it will strengthen them. Algeria lost almost 1 million martyrs when they fought against French. And I think the Palestinians are ready for any sacrifice. It's either they win or everybody will. In fact, we have a proverb in the Nigerian proverb. They said a child who swears that his mother will not sleep in the night, he will also have to lose his own sleep. And this is what Israel will have to face, insecurity, until when Palestinians get their full rights.
Yeah, we'll go on a short break and then round up the program. Welcome back. We sincerely apologize for the glitch in sound from the other end. And yes, Sheik, we're sorry we're back. Do you see the Palestinians finally getting their rights in the occupied territory?
Independence, who are fighting for their rights, usually win. But there will be a lot of casualties that we saw in Algeria. We saw how Soviet Union lost 2 million people in the Second World War. So inevitably, when you are fighting for your rights, you will win, because the oppressor cannot be able to sustain the casualty he will receive on his own side.
Some people are suggesting that the move by Israel with the support of the United States, UK, and others is to actually eliminate the Palestinians from the earth. Do you believe in that?
No. No human can eliminate human from the earth. No way. And it's very good. We saw the American population coming out against their government. UK has the biggest demonstrations. It's very important because this will avert what happened in 9/11. You see, in 9/11, those terrorists think that every American is against them. But now you see Muslims have seen that, yes, in America, most people don't want this war except those who are Zionists. And in Europe, also people are against it. In fact, many Jews are against it. So I think this will bring a very healthy and good, clean software for the Palestinian people. Definitely, they will get their rights. I have confidence in that.
Back here in Nigeria, especially the Muslim population in northern Nigeria, I believe that the federal government is not doing enough compared to what South Africa did by recalling its ambassador from Israel. Do you believe in this?
Nigeria is no more different from Saudi Arabia, Egypt. Egypt is having a border. They are all, you see, we are all entangled in a financial petrol dollar economy. We are all entangled in it. And these people controlling this petrol dollar, they are the ones that are dictating everything, even our politics, our economy and everything. So I don't see any Nigerian leaders now, except we emancipate ourselves and remove ourselves from this shackle of economic dominance. We cannot do any other thing than what the White House wants.
And finally, what do you think should be the long-lasting solution to the crisis there? Is it too...
No, let's talk crisis. Crisis here is politics. Politics, diplomacy, then policing. Police needs to be strong in Nigeria. And there, I think the state of an apartheid state of Israel has no place in the modern world, just like the apartheid South Africa. It has to go.
All right. Yeah, Sheik, we thank you very much for being part of the program and for your informed perspective on all the issues we raised. We hope to have you again.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Anytime.
Thank you. And viewers, that's a wrap on today's package. We've been interfacing with Sheik Ahmed Gumi, a renowned Islamic scholar, a former military officer, and an advocate of non-kinetic approach to the crisis in Nigeria. And that's a wrap on today's edition. We hope you found it informative and engaging. And be sure to join Daily Politics live, airing every weekday, and our special package on Friday, during which we open our telephone line for you to comment on national issues. See us tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. I'm Hamza Idris.